Oh shit! Ah! Holy crap, it's YouTube. What's up, everybody? Mark with Cardivox Academy here, and it has been a minute. It's been a long time. About a month. I did that Demolisher reaction video, which you should totally check out. It's awesome. Slaughter to Prevail is a great band. But yeah, it's been busy. It's been busy. So, little explanation if you're interested as to where I have been. In addition to this and doing vocal coaching, I'm an active vocalist myself. I'm in 3 bands, Kardashev, Never Breath, and Viremia. And Kardashev and Never Breath is my new black metal project. They both had releases recently. And I also did some guest vocals for a band called Autumn's Tears. And that's all clean singing. That's not even metal at all. So, a shadow of something stirring at my side. So I was getting that kind of out of my system. And it's just been nuts. It's been nuts, crazy. Anyway, if you're not familiar with the band, Humanity's Last Breath is awesome. Vocalist Philip Danielson, and the band also has a member of Viltjarta, Buster Oldham, who is started as the drummer, and I think he's on guitar now, but I don't really know. I don't remember. But point is, I'm really excited about this song. I'm really excited to do it. Also, if you've watched these videos before and you enjoy them and you find them useful, whether or not you're trying to be a vocalist yourself, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. I would be happy to have your support. Last thing is, as a reminder, I am on Wizio. That platform has been blowing up. I've been getting tons of really cool submissions for people to have their vocals analyzed. So if you would like expert level vocal... I'm going to keep that stutter in because stutters are funny. If you would like expert level vocal feedback on your vocals, singing or screaming, head over to Wizio and I'll help you out. Anyway, let's get into it. I'm excited to see what we do. Thal. And cheers. All right, that seems like a good place to stop because there's a little break in the vocals. So one thing I'm really enjoying about this is, it's a very basic. I don't want to say that because that sounds bad. It's a very fundamental. It's a very fundamental scream that we've got going here. But what he's doing is he's sort of leaning on the gas pedal a little bit. Leaning on that gas pedal. If you've ever been in a lesson with me or watched some of the videos on this channel, I talk about eliminating breathiness from your scream. And that's a good place to start, right? But once you master that, you can intentionally let a little bit of air through. Why am I stuttering so much today? Who knows? But you can take, for example, my basic low, the basic low that I do, right? If I sort of if I ease off on that compression a little bit and just allow a little bit of extra air, it gets a little extra oomph, a little bit more dynamic. Hear the difference there? The onset is different, but also the actual tone of the scream is different as well. In that what he's doing is he's moving around, we say mouth shape on the channel. If you're curious if there's a technical term for that, there is embouchure. The position, the posture of your mouth. We get a lot of that going on as well. So, a lot of times when people are bringing screams low, they're thinking they need to pull their larynx down into their chest or something like that. But you can sort of just change your mouth. A really common way to get a scream lower is to sort of purse your lips and bring them down. You see that a lot in Dan Watson's videos online. So you have... I'm not actually doing anything here. curling my tongue, dropping my mouth, and then I'm letting a little air puff into my cheeks. You can see that. And there you go. Anyways, let's keep going because I'm sure there's going to be more to talk about. But it's just a little bit of what I'm thinking about right now. Okay, good. We got a stopping point. That was so cool. All right, so you could hear a lot more of what I was talking about there. So we've got our basic, like I'll start with like a mid, a similar mid to the mid he's doing. Of course, he and I may have slightly different approaches to the way we distort and everything like that, but this is how I would approach it if someone was like, hey, Mark, do what he's doing. With no context, I'd be like, here's how I'm going to do it. So, like, I'll start with like a mid. Let's add a little bit more air. There we go. So if I take that and I'm sort of pushing it down, right, we can do that. But he did something else very interesting. So he had more of like a distorted yell, right? Now it's interesting because I'm actually working with one of my students on that sound itself. And the thing about it is it's not that hard to do, but it's very easy to do incorrectly, and it's very easy to hurt yourself with. I'm just gonna be honest with you. If you do it right, you'll be okay. But because I know some people are gonna attempt it, a really easy way to do that scream. In fact, let's go back and find it because I want to point it out. You'll hear what I'm saying. Plus, the riff is amazing, so I don't mind hearing it again. This video is also so cool. Like, I'm loving like this culty, foresty aspect. Let's just listen to that section again, and I'll point it out. Let's listen to that section together. How you feel about it? I feel great. Right there. That one. So that's that type of scream. I am a firm believer, and I've said this before, that before you start attempting stuff like that, you don't have to be like a pro belter, but you should have a basic understanding. You should have a basic understanding of your chest voice, your mixed voice, and your head voice, right? You should understand at least what those are and be able to move through them fairly well. And those are 3 different registers. That would all be its own video. But essentially, you've got your chest voice, and then, you've got your head voice up here. Wow, that's great. And then kind of in the middle, a balance between those two is going to be your mixed voice, your mixed register, right? And it's a combination of resonance placement and vocal fold engagement. But anyway, moving on from that voicing, you want to slowly add the distortion. Now, if you've ever watched my channel, you know that I'm mostly a false chord vocalist, although in areas like this, pulling the distortion up off the vestibular folds and using more of like an arytenoid distortion, or even ideally using the airstream to vibrate and shake around the soft palate and the soft tissues on the top of the mouth would be better. So you can take this voice, hey, like this, hey, I see. See, now placed like that, everything in my throat feels super relaxed, and you can actually see in my throat when I do this, like you see a lot of vocalists getting all tense like this, right? And they look tough as hell. But if I do this here, yay! Yes, it's way! Pretty relaxed, right? So you really want to approach this from a point of relaxation, and also like, here's the thing. Here's how we kind of need to think of things. As metal vocalists, we are taking our voices to a heavy extreme, right? It's kind of like the difference between somebody who is lifting like a 5-pound weight and somebody who's like a deadlifter. If you're going to do these types of vocals, you need to practice them. You need to warm up. Please try not to do like a whole song that way, and you need to make vocal rest part of your regimen. I cannot stress that enough. People think vocal rest is something you do when you've made a mistake. Vocal rest is equally a preventative measure. We're taking vocals to the extreme. We got to give our body time to relax. But anyway, let's keep going. So far, 10 out of 10 on this song. 10 out of 10. Oh, that was sick. That was sick. Damn. Here it comes. Here it comes, folks. Don't do it. Yes. Oh shit! Ah! All right, so I'm gonna have a moment of transparency here. I was so distracted by how visually engaging that was that I kind of forgot to listen to the vocals in an analytical fashion. But like, so like normally when I see a metal video and it's like cultists in the forest, I'm always like secretly over here, and I guess not so secretly now since I'm saying it to all 34,000 of you, but I'm always kind of like, I get it. Ooh, creepy cult stuff in the woods. Here we go. But like, this is engaging. And that like listen, I'm not a medical professional here, but that like bloody neck sputter just seemed kind of neat. Let's go ahead and listen to the end of that. I'm gonna try to pay a little bit more attention, and we'll talk about it here. Well, we'll go right here. Here looks good. Now we gotta go further back. Let's go right there. God damn. Oh man, that outro is unreal. That outro is unreal how good it is. You know, the only thing I don't like about this song right now is how short it is. Like, we've been recording for 17 minutes. But I'm kind of a sucker for longer songs. We got some Colning here. We got some Colning, people. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about his vocals at the intro there. So he was doing a lot of the same stuff at the beginning, but he was definitely playing around with the embouchure a little bit more. He was also easing on and off the gas pedal, on and off the diaphragm. And one thing that's really, and that was all very cool, very good. You know, taking his mids, like doing all that sort of acrobatic stuff. But I think the thing that I found the most enjoyable was how he was just going and going and going and going. Like, he had, for this type of vocal, a lot of longevity that you don't hear. And, you know, interestingly enough, I recently read on the internet, which is the greatest place in the world, where somebody was like, yeah, you know, with metal vocals, like, you're just going to gas out. Like, you just have to accept it and breathe strategically. And he was kind of right, because you do have to breathe strategically, but like, you always have to breathe strategically no matter what type of vocals you're doing, even if you're clean singing. And no, you're not always going to gas out. First of all, my guy probably had never heard of like your typical fry scream before, because you can do that forever. But you know, with this guy's posture, I would love to see him perform this, because his inhaled posture, the posture of his body, the ribs being held out, the abdomen, the abdominal muscles contracting to push, you know, put pressure on the base of the diaphragm and push on the lungs, was probably stellar. You know, because, you know, we had that beat and he was just nonstop. Like, just not stopping, and it was really cool. So, you know, this, and like, yo, that thal sound, I just love it. But yeah, Humanity's Last Breath, Earthless, amazing. Love that song. Wish it was a little longer, but it's not, and that's okay. But yeah, you know, tell me what you thought about his vocals in the comments below. Let me know what you thought. Do you like this song, or do you like their original stuff a little bit more, where it was a bit more thally? They took a turn with Abyssal Mouth, but it was a turn I greatly enjoyed. Anyways, again, if you like this content, if you found it valuable, if you want to learn more about vocals, click around on my channel. Talk a lot about metal vocals here. Again, I'm on Wizio. If you want feedback like this, but even more detail with even more specifics on different techniques that you can do, head over to Wizio and I will help you out there. Or you can toss me an email at cardivox1010@gmail.com. I do one-on-one lessons over Skype and Discord and all that good stuff. And again, check out Kardashev and Never Breath. Just released some albums. Very proud of them. Is there anything I'm forgetting to say? Probably so, but that's all right. Getting back on the horse. As always, many thanks. Much love, I'm out. See ya. Now, before we jump into this video, I'm a little worried about Peppermint Butler here. He's had a hard life.